What's going on, everyone? How's everybody doing today? Chilling, man. Hey, Bernard, hey, thanks so much for that shout out, brother. I mean, that was unbelievable. You know, you're such a hard worker, you know, you and your girl, and you know, for someone like you to shout me out, man, I appreciate that very much. You know what I'm saying? I really do. So, you know, God bless you for that, man. Hey, what's up, Patrick? I'm out right now. I'm actually, you know what? I'm out in Modesto right now. I just finished my job. I have to go fix my trailer. My lights, where they're connected, every time I hit a bump, the rear lights on my trailer pop off like eyeballs dangling. So I gotta get that fixed because there's too much rust around the frame of the tail lights, and these Kentucky trailers for moving, you know, they always need a little bit more attention, and I have an old trailer, so you know, I got to get that whole back piece done. So it's gonna definitely I'm gonna be off work for a week hanging out. So I'm in Modesto, California. I'm gonna be hanging out in San Francisco, chilling everywhere. And where are you at, Patrick? Hey, what's going on? Seeing as I want to start, let me see. I want to start as an owner-operator with North American. Please help me out. If you want to start as an owner-operator, you know, let me know what company, not company, but let me know where you live near, because then I can recommend a agency near you, and they're hiring drivers all the time. You know what I mean? AMR asks, what's the best company to train with? Honestly, after interviewing a lot of people with a lot of credibility, the best company to train with is honestly the one that's going to fit with you. Because if you guys watched my last interview, I mean, I've been talking to a lot of people with experience, because I don't have that much experience, and I never will say that I will. But you have to just ask them the questions. You know, what works for me might not work for you. You know, if a company says you can't go home for 3 months, if that's not your gig, who cares how much money it makes? You know what I mean? So you got to ask them the questions. Ask them what their service scores are, you know, safety scores, you know. Check out their equipment. Ask them how many times do they update their equipment? What happens if you break down? You know, so it's just one of those things where you just got to kind of interview them and make sure that whatever they're telling you, you keep them up to it. And then when things start not adding up, that's when you got to dip. But if you do it that way, you're going to be happy. You know what I mean? Bernard says, all good. I believe in giving recognition to those who are providing me with the knowledge to move up in the industry. Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. But you know, I don't know nothing. I'm just interviewing people, you know. Kenwood, you are stuck. Kenwood says, you know, can we see Jenna's breast? You know, I guess I could be offended, but I'm a truck driver and we have thick skin. So one thing for everybody that's watching that wants to be a truck driver, if you don't have thick skin, you ain't gonna make it. So, you know, next time Jenna's on, you can ask her, and you know, hopefully you know, she helps you out with that situation. I can't. You'll be in Miami Monday. Okay. I'll be in Miami. I'm flying out on this upcoming Saturday, Patrick. So if you're in Miami for a week, let me know, brother. I'll take you around, take you some good places to eat, you know what I mean? So, but I know, you know, you're busy. You might not stay around that long. How much? Ride a Truck Lewis says, how much you make? Off this trip, I think I probably made, so this trip is, the line haul was $19,000, and it basically, after doing everything, it'll probably gross like maybe about, you know, $20,000, something like that. Paying your fuel, paying your labor, paying your taxes. So, you know, I'm basically looking at about, maybe about 11 grand. So, not bad for, you know, 11 days worth of work, you know. So, every contract's different. This one just seemed to work out pretty good, so that's dope. As owner operator with North American, honestly, if you want to be a mover, that is, all the moving companies are good. North American, Mayflower, Atlas, they all pay about the same, because as an owner operator is about how you run your business, you know what I mean? So as an owner operator, a business is only going to be as good as you run it. So that's the truth, because there's so many people that work where I work and they don't make any money. I'm not going to say any names, but it's just one of those things where it's the truth, you know what I mean? But lately I've been trying to eat more healthy. I told myself that I'm gonna work out like you know, 5 minutes a day, so I'm trying to, you know, be a good representation of trucker drivers, you know what I mean? What do you think about oil field trucking? Someone talks about 2,500 per week. I actually have a couple of friends in the oil field, and I'll be honest, a lot of them aren't working in the oil field when, you know, when the barrels are down, you know, you got to watch out for that. So a lot of businesses like the oil field, it's one of those things where it depends on how the economy is doing, right? If the economy is doing great, you know, oil prices, if they're skyrocketed, you know, certain things, if there's too much fluctuation, too much change, you might not find yourself making any money, you know what I mean? So, you know, that's the truth about oil fields, because I have some friends where they quit. I told you, yep, he knows it, brother. Yeah, one thing's true, man. You can't believe in what people say, because the jobs that make big money, by the time you hear about them, they're long and gone at times, you know what I mean? So when are you gonna get the custom AR sleeper? I'm probably gonna put in Jenna with you full time. I'm trying to work that out, really. She wants to do a couple more years as a hairstylist, so after that, hopefully we could just live on the road, because honestly, I love what I do. Trucking is amazing. It's one of those things where without trucking, I wouldn't be able to travel, I wouldn't be able to do all the things that I want to do, and just new experiences, you know what I mean? The thing that's great about the moving business is you actually have a lot of time off, because when you're working in the moving business, after you're done with your contract, you can take as much time off as you want. I mean, that's not a great equation for making money, but with that said, you know, you can take loads wherever you want, because when you're moving, you can actually ask your dispatcher to give you loads wherever you want to go. So right now I'm in California, and I like to go back to Florida, and I like to go to New York at times. Oh, what was that? So it's one of those things where my buddy's being a jerk, threw cold water on me. But it's one of those things where if you become a mover, it's hard work, but you get to go where you want to go, and you get to travel where you want to travel, and you make good money, and then you get time off. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any other questions about anything. I can answer it. Most of all, you know, I wish everybody has a great day. I'm having fun interviewing people. You know, it's kind of fun just thinking and, you know, hearing what people have to say with experience. So it's just one of those things where, you know, let me know too, guys, if you like these interviews. If there's certain interviews you'd like to see, certain occupations you would like to see, let me know. I can't put Sarah on the truck full time either. Hell, can't put her on longer than a few days. But we just, let me see. We just ordered the new Kenworth up in mid-September. Wow. I heard that. You know, congratulations, brother. You know, you're doing things right. You know, the biggest thing is, as long as you're happy with your purchase, then, you know, shoot, more power to you, brother. You know what I mean? But if anyone has any other questions or anything, I'm gonna jump out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. Just want to give you a quick update. Appreciate you guys. I'll put up a video maybe tomorrow, but for the update, I am here in California. I'm done with my jobs. I'm gonna hang out, visit family, visit friends, because that's a part of, you know, living life. Because as a trucker, we make money when we're on the road, but when we're not working, we're still on the road. So you gotta spend time, you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things where, you know, it's a lifestyle, and I'm not here to show you a fake lifestyle. I'm just trying to show you mine, you know? But next week, I'm actually flying out while they're fixing my trailer, and I'm gonna go back to Miami. So I'll talk to you guys later. One love. Appreciate you guys.